And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wednesday night duo dive slot between Katie and myself. And tonight's duo dive, we are dedicated, instead of doing a dive into anything in particular, this sounds dirty. We're going to dive into Katherine. So Katherine Young is joining us tonight, and we're going to dive into a live sale. So every once in a while, Katie and I will do live sales. In some cases, it's because we're struggling to schedule other guests. So we just got to have these set up in our back pockets and ready to go. And Katherine was 100% willing and raring to go as well. And so tonight we are doing a joint sale between Katherine, Katie, and me, Trusty, that is going to be all advertising and ephemera. So if you are not following, you're not familiar with Katherine, Kat Young Creates. So Kat Young Create is your Instagram channel. Your YouTube channel is actually just Katherine Young.
Yep, just my name, Katherine Young.
Okay. Katherine Young. So if you're not following her, she is a fantastic, she is creative, a graphic designer on her own. So she is a great collector of ephemera. So she's picked up some ephemera from both Katie and me. But she also offers some great items in sales that she does. Her Saturday morning cartoon sales while I'm sleeping, she does drop sales, and when I wake up, all the good stuff's gone. But it can make everybody happy. So, Katherine, why don't you go ahead and say hi to everyone? Introduce yourself more than what I just did.
Hello. I am so honored and so excited. Patrick and Katie have taught me so much. This is super exciting for me. Right now, I am doing lots of sales and way more than I have before. And I'm just trying to kind of feel that out of all, like, how many sales can I do? What is the workflow look like? So I am so grateful and so honored that they were like, sure, come on over and come sell. And I don't know. I'm kind of giddy about it. I'm kind of a fangirl for these both. So,
that's sweet of you to say, but we are absolutely fans of yours as well. So we feel that you were a great fit, and doing a ephemera and advertising sales seemed to be a perfect fit to bring you in.
Now, I ship from Minnesota. So I'm kind of centrally located. I'm close to Patrick, so I'm in the middle of the US, just so you know. I do use pirate ship, like everyone else. Also, the one thing that I kind of run into this as a hurdle is if you look right here, this is actually a form for contacting me. This is a form on my website. And people try to email this, and it's not an email. So if you go to KatherineYoungCreative.com, there's actually a contact form. And that's how you get a hold of me. So if, like, say you buy something from me tonight and you forget about that, hop over to my channel. The form is on every video. It's in my about info. So you'll be able to contact me, I promise. And I'm just super excited because I got some super nerdy pieces for tonight. And I got to wear a hat and I got brooches on, and like, life is good. So,
and give us a crash course on what's your back wall. I actually have never heard the story of your back wall there. So what do you kind of have in your collection behind you?
So the vision with this back wall was to sell off the back wall. But I still haven't quite figured it out yet, because some of the stuff is stuff I want to keep, and a majority of it is stuff I am willing to sell. But, like, how do I sell on a shelf? Like, do I just go up to the shelf and be like, and this piece is $800 because I don't want to sell it? Like, how do I? I haven't quite figured it out yet. It's kind of an ever evolving idea, and I knew I wanted, like, a fun aesthetic behind me. And already people email me and they, like, circle a thing on the shelf and they're like, is that for sale? And I'm like, well, I guess it is.
That's kind of perfect.
So we'll just see how the live sale goes tonight. If we've got anybody who's going to try, okay, upper left, second shot.
Yep, exactly.
The thing that was blue.
Yeah, you guys are great color blocking going on there, some fun stuff. So all right, so thank you so much for joining us. And of course, the other half of the duo dives normally happening on this slot, we've got Katie from Vintage and Vinyl, and hopefully everyone is well aware and following Katie already. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your channel, Katie?
Absolutely, Patrick. So as Patrick just mentioned I am part of the duo dive that happens every Wednesday, rotating between my channel and Patrick's channel. And we're thrilled to have Katherine on tonight. You are looking fabulous in the brooch and the hat. And I am also a member of the Triptych, Tales from the Triptych, which rotates between my channel, Patrick's channel, and Nate's channel. And my channel, for all of you guys that don't know me, is Vintage and Vinyl. And I always talk vintage and share some really cool 50s records on my YouTube channel every week.
Fantastic. Well, we have several people coming into the chat this evening, and just do some quick hellos. So we got Jeannie, Chicago lady, has joined us. Nate has made it in from New Zealand.
Nate.
Vinny coming in from the Terp State. Gina Marie coming in from the East Coast. Doreen Young.
That's my mom.
I was going to say, I think we've got maybe a little nepotism going on here. So evidently Doreen loves your and Katie's hat. She hates mine, so we'll just get over that. Kara coming in from Georgia. Mila Rose saying hello. Angela coming in from Chicago. So I'm curious, Angela, how much snow you got? We probably got about 5-6 inches down here. She's about an hour north of me. So I think that meant she actually got less in this storm. I think this snow was heavier as you got farther south. But we got another storm coming tomorrow, so we'll see what brings it up. Carrie coming in from Texas. Got Jamie coming in from California. Let's see, Mary coming in from New York. Melody from the Keystone State. We got another new name, Sayero 2, Love in Minnesota. And Nettie coming in from the West Coast. Another, we're going to guess that's Artsy Fartsy. And that is another one that's new. So
Hi, Artsy Fartsy.
That's Catherine's bringing some people in. So that's fantastic. Dawn coming in, the head of the Just One More Doxie Rescue. There was a video last night. One of the winners of the Doxie mystery boxes that we did in November just did her unboxing. So Kim from Oh My Vintage needs to buy every lottery ticket she can get her hands on.
Yes.
2 years in a row, she won the mystery box grand prize for the Doxie Rescue. So she did an unboxing last night. She got some great stuff from the great donors that supported the Doxie Rescue. And our first Canuck coming in for Tim Tiafane, another Chicago-lander, Brian coming in. And let's see, did I catch everybody? Oh, got Sam coming in from New England, laughing at only having a few inches of snow. They're probably at a few feet by now. My Flea Market Treasures, also Michigan, also laughing. Actually, well, how much snow do you have, Catherine? You're in Minnesota. How much snow do you have up there?
I don't have any right now. I was out today and it was fine. Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's actually somewhat unique. I mean, Chicago, we can't really complain about the snow too much, and it's been very mild. I think all winter combined, we maybe had 6 inches. But so that means the snow that we just got today basically doubled our snowfall for the year. But, you know, we really can't complain.
And
Chicago
people will laugh at me because, well, it's 40 degrees here in Jacksonville, which for us is cold.
That would be cold. My computer has the little like time and temperature thing on the bottom. And today it just gave up giving me the temperature. It just had a freaking snowflake. Like, really? I need a little more information. So now it's saying 15 degrees. So that's not horrible. 22 inches in Rhode Island. Holy cow.
Wow.
That's serious snow. And then we've got Nate, New Zealand, who's like pulling out the shorts and tank tops because it's so hot. So, you know, it's.
Wait, Jamie has a new profile picture. Hi, Jamie.
Yes, she does.
I just was like, wait. You're throwing me.
All right. So for those of you, there are some new names in tonight. So thanks so much for joining us. If you are new to my channel, just a couple of notes. You might be familiar with live sales in general. What happens on the live sales that I run, we just don't do any offer ups. There are no auctions. So these are all going to be first to claim. So what that means is we will each show you an item. We will give you a price. That is the price you will pay. And then we will identify the lot number. You need to enter the item number into the chat, not the comment. So if you are new to live sales, just make sure if you are not seeing these comments to the side, you are in the wrong place. So if you're on a mobile device, you may need to be using the app. So just be aware of that. be the first to claim. We will be doing this round robin style. So we will each show an item and then we will jump the screen to somebody else. We will then monitor our chats on our own or monitor the chat on our own to see who was the first one to claim. And we will announce it at the start of our next turn. So that we will hopefully keep it going relatively quickly. So don't be concerned if your name doesn't get announced right away, but we might try to enter it in the chat. We all have different ways of doing it. So we will be starting things out. I'm going to go round robin on how my computer screen is set up. So Katie is right next to me. So I'm going to start things with Katie and we shall see how the evening goes. So start us off, Katie.
Fantastic, man. I am so excited about this sale because, I love advertising and ephemera. That is some of the main parts of the things that I collect. So the first item I have up for you tonight, I'm very excited about. It is a Never Dull tin. This is so cool. These were probably manufactured, I would guess, in the 1950s. This is the original magic wadding polish. So a little cloth would have come in here, and then of course you could polish all of your different items, and it says the Wonder Polish for all new metals. And look at the graphics on this tin. It's the perfect amount of rusty crusty with the cool graphics. You got the guy in the hat that's polishing the door. You've got a woman with her wonderful little apron polishing like a silver tray. Almost looks a little bit like Chromax, except for it's not as mid-century modern shape. You've got a lieutenant and his gun. You've got a boat. So there is just some fabulous graphics on this tin. It's got all of the cool little graphics going around the top of the can too. Money saving, time saving, and labor saving. And then on the top, you've got the Never Dull, the new Wonder Polish for all metals. And it is just a great little piece. It does open up. It's relatively clean on the inside. This would look great in a little vignette or display. Now, there are several different sizes of this tin. This one is the 3.5-inch size. There is a very large size and a smaller size. And this is the nice medium-sized tin. So this amazing 1950s Never Dull tin can be yours for $16. $16 for this amazing tin by giving me number 5. $16, number 5 for the awesome Never Dull tin.
All right, I have a tin as well, and this is a biggie, y'all. It's this beautiful tin. Now, it's a little sun faded, but I did get a really good deal on it. So I'm going to pass on the good deal to you. But look how cute, right? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then this is for Wise potato chips. Isn't that cute? The little logo.
Love that owl in the Wise. That's awesome.
I know. I'm such a sucker for a good logo. And then, here, let's open her up. Ooh, can I get it open? Here's the test, y'all. All right. Look at the little, can you see the Starburst? Can you see that? There's little Starburst liner in there. Oh, it's better on the lid. I just thought that was super cute as well.
Cool.
I just thought that was so neat. Now this is a biggie. This is a big tin. So this guy measures 11 inches tall and 7.5 inches wide. And this adorable addition to any kitchen is going to be $16. $16 for this Wise potato chip tin if you give me number 40.
Great. And I will change my first item out of the gate to totally be the lemming jumping off the cliff. And I will show you my tin. So I also have a tin. I actually have two. But I will start with this one. This one is my homage to Katie because for people who might be new to my channel, we do some special programs between Katie and I started with Trusty's Vintage Deep Dives. And Katie was my first guest, and she did a deep dive on typewriter ribbon tins. This one is an addressograph tin. And just check out the artwork on this one. So you've got this bob-haired woman with this very old school addressing machine for envelopes and for letters. And there's two different graphics that repeat on all four sides. So we've got the light-haired woman, and then we also have the dark-haired woman with two different, very sophisticated machines, considering based on their hairstyle and the style of these tins, it probably dates to the 20s. So they were doing some pretty advanced stuff in the 20s. Now, I picked these up actually by listening to Katie and learning from what Katie had to teach us. These are the taller tins were before they standardized down to the little puck size that Katie primarily collects, but these do date into the 20s. And there are two styles of this tin. There's one that has a light background, and I happened to sell that in a sale several weeks ago. And I picked this up at the same time at the same location with the dark background. Now, being completely honest, when I picked them up, I couldn't remember which one was the older of the two. This is the older of the two. Katie helped clarify that for me, that when you have this darker background in the pictures, that is a little bit older, still probably just early 20s, maybe late teens. The more recent version had the same artwork, but instead of the clouded gray background, it was really more just of a off-white background. So we've got this tin. These tins were really popular. You can find them. They're still in pretty good condition because people like to use them for other things, including the previous owner of this one who turned it into a mustard seed tin. So they found a little label for mustard seeds and put mustard seeds in here. So you never know what you can use with your tins. So, and this one is the Addressograph company. It happens to be out of Chicago. So some great graphics even around the top and around the edges. Just a great little piece. Thanks to Katie for helping me price it. This tin is available for $18. $18 for the 1920s Addressograph tin with an older background by giving me number 93. $18, number 93 for the Addressograph.
Man, those are some great first items, guys. I love the starburst on the Wise tin. And of course, the Addressograph is amazing. Gotta love that darker background. Now, my next item is very cool because I love old Tobacconiana things. And this is an amazing cigar label from the 1920s. Now, all of the cigar labels I have tonight are original. They are not reproductions. And this is pretty amazing. It is a Castle Hall cigar label. It is in beautiful condition. Look at that peachy color with the blue. It's just absolutely stunning. It is embossed. All of the gold is raised, and it is really spectacular. Now, this is from the 1920s. Now, Castle Hall was a Cuban cigar brand, and in 2003, they actually resurrected this brand and did some rebranding and a re-release, and they have a new version of Castle Hall. So if you smoke cigars, you can find them, I'm sure, at one of your local cigar shops. But this is the original 1920s label. The back is in nice condition. There is a little bit of foxing due to age, but overall, it's a very good, clean copy. The edges are nice, and it would really look incredible framed. Now, this cigar label is 8.5 by 6 inches, and you can do so much with this. You can have them framed. You can put them in a little easel. It will come on the backer board with this protector here so that you can display it however you like. And I just think the graphics on this are absolutely fantastic. And these would be an amazing collection, too, to add to your ephemera bowl. So this 1920s Castle Hall cigar label from Cuba with the amazing graphics can be yours for only $12. $12 by giving me number 8. $12, number 8 for the Castle Hall cigar label.
I have never smoked, but I've suddenly become obsessed with the antique tobacco stuff, and I will be doing a video probably within the next week. I need to post it. I will have my latest obsession, and it is tobacco related. So that's a beautiful label, Katie.
I am loving your new collection, Patrick.
And guess what my item is? It's a tobacco tin. So this is a adorable tuxedo tobacco tin. Has it seen better days? Yes. Yes, it has. But my favorite thing about this is really, here, let me get it on camera. There you go. Do you see how the green has like an iridescence in it?
That's fantastic.
The only way I know how to describe that, and like people might not understand what I'm talking about, scarab beetles.
Oh, yeah.
You know how scarab beetles have like that green shimmer?
Yes.
That's what this tin is like. I don't believe I can get the lid off this. It is too far gone. Let's just put it that way. But I got a great deal on this. So cute. I mean, honestly, that dude in front is like, you know.
Very dapper.
I know, right? Old time hottie alert, you know, it's just so cool. So, just so you know, now hardcore collectors know the difference. This is the curved can. There is one that is not curved. I don't know specifically the difference, but I know that means something to people. And that in the bottom is where you strike the match right there. And for this guy, I am asking $8 if you give me number 41. $8 if you give me number 41 for the tuxedo tobacco tin that has this beautiful green shimmer iridescence.
And I love
That's
that
great graphics.
The tax stamp still partly on it.
It does. It has a little bit of it there. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes, it does.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. All right. So my last item, number 93, the addressograph tin went to Sayero 2. Sajero 2. I believe you're a new person for me, so just make sure you send me your email with your shipping information. I'll get you an invoice. Very lightweight, so it will not cost much to ship. And of course, we'll combine for anything that I'm shipping to you. We didn't cover that point. Katherine mentioned she ships from Minnesota. I am shipping from Chicago. Katie is shipping from Florida. So we will combine items you buy from each one of us. If you buy more than one item, we'll combine it, but we are unable to combine for shipping because we are literally in 3 separate states. So just keep that in mind. And once again, the item I was going to show gets put to the side because the lemming is back and I'm going to show my tobacco tin. And so my tobacco tin, though, is not that Katherine's was not absolutely special and amazing. But mine is a little bit different because I have a tobacco tin. One, I also have the straight one. So I think it's is it the hip tin is the one that's curved? Is that the difference, Katie, between yes. When you've got the straight sides versus the curve that Katherine had? What was the difference?
There's a hip tin, and then that one is the pocket tin. So
the pocket tin. Okay, I was going to say tin. So there you go. But I can open the lid. And I did open the lid because this is my mystery box. So I have shoved tons of stuff in here, some ephemera and a lot of as much non-ephemera as I can. Now it's flat non-ephemera, but I was able to find many items that will make this an absolutely fantastic, fun. I just watched Releve Vintage bought her first mystery box for me a couple weeks ago, and she did an unboxing last night. And I'll just say, I even had fun watching her do the unboxing because I couldn't remember what I shipped her. And I didn't know it was going to be unboxed. I didn't know it was going to be on video. So I'm just like watching her open. I'm like, oh, that's right. I liked that. So hopefully I make these. I try and make them as much fun as possible. So there's a lot of little stuff in here. But there's really nice items in here. Definitely ephemera, if you like ephemera, because obviously that'll fit nicely. But I made sure there's non-ephemera in here too to make this as versatile and happy as everyone as I can. And you get a fantastic box. So this is the Sir Walter Raleigh smoking tobacco for pipe and cigarettes. Sooner or later, your favorite tobacco. That is one of the lamest taglines I have ever heard. But yeah. There you go. Sooner or later, your favorite tobacco. Like we use a cool font. I guess that's what they were going for on that one. And then on the back, it gives a little bit more. Brown and Williamson, I guess, was the tobacco manufacturer, tobacco corporation out of course, Louisville, Kentucky. And you've got Sir Walter Raleigh smoking a cool pipe. So you don't need the ruffled collar. You can buy this one and you have this for sitting on your shelf. And there you go. It is kind of like a dark, rusty orange and black. So yeah, absolutely, Katherine, we can put this on the shelves for Halloween, but open it up and have some fun until we get there. So it is a mystery box. It is a $25 mystery box with the contents and then the value of the box itself. So $25 for my Sir Walter Raleigh mystery box by giving me number 90. $25, number 90.
Oh, that is amazing, Patrick. And yes, I'm going to be a lemming too. And I am going to do my mystery box that is also in a 10. And I have a Granger tobacco tin that is my mystery box, which I think is fun. So I've chalked this full of all kinds of fun ephemera and advertising and really neat vintage pieces. And this is just an amazing tin. It's Granger pipe tobacco. Now there's some wear to it, but the perfect amount of rusty crusty, in my opinion. You've got the graphics with the pipes on the side, which I absolutely love. This was manufactured for a company that was out of St. Louis, Missouri. And you've got the amazing dog. I think maybe he's a pointer. I'm not exactly sure what kind he would be.
That'd be my guess.
You could give him a name. And then it's got the amazing graphics on the front with the pipe tobacco leaves. And it is chock full, quick peek of the inside of all kinds of fun advertising, ephemera, and little neat bits and bobs. So I have enjoyed curating this mystery box. I would give this about a $50 value worth of items that I've put inside of here. And this is a nice size 10. So this is 5 3/4 inches tall. So you can have the 10 and have fun unboxing it with all the cool little things inside, and then use this for a planter or use this for some sort of cool display. I think if you really cleaned it up and put some of your kitchen utensils in here, it would just be fabulous. I mean, there's many uses for these 10s. This does not have a lid, but that's perfect for putting things that stick up taller. And so I like that sometimes these don't have the lid because you can do so much with them and not feel like you have to display it with the lid on. So this mystery 10 can be yours for $25. And the first person to give me number 10 will get this $25 mystery 10. $25, number 10.
All right, so my item is a tribute to Katie, and she helped me realize that this is a Coca-Cola fantasy item, okay? So this looks like a legit old Coca-Cola crate. I mean, the look, right? Like the look of this is so good. And you can even see inside, can you see the property of Coca? Let me see if I try this side. There you go, the property of Coca-Cola and such. But through learning from Katie, this is actually a fantasy item. It is pretending to be older than it is. So I would say this is probably 80s or 90s, but it's pretending to be older by the look. I mean, just look at how that, like, the wear and such. So good. Okay, so this is a bigger item. Let me measure this for you.
That is amazing, Catherine.
It has such a good look, right? So
it
this
really
is
does.
17 by 11. And like, I can just imagine this hung on a wall because it has the slats. Like, that's so easy to put on a wall, right? Or, in your displays, how good is that going to look, right? And I got a really good deal on this piece. So one thing I've learned from Patrick is if you get a good deal on something, pass it along. So for this Coca-Cola crate, I am asking $14. $14 for this awesome Coca-Cola advertising crate by giving me number 45. $14, number 45.
And what's great about them, even if they may be considered fantasy, that just means it's also very well made, and you can actually use it to hold heavier items without worrying about it falling apart or breaking through. So,
and I mean, it's still vintage. It's still
Absolutely.
Vintage, except it's pretending to be older vintage.
Yep. All right, my last item, number 90, my mystery tin went to Dawn at Just One More Docs and Rescue. So thank you so much, Dawn, for picking that up. I also forgot to showcase, so we were all wearing our hats this evening, and I'm wearing mine. I could not bring back the brooch. I'm going to bring back the hat pin. And so I've got my black and pink flamingos. See if they can come back into focus here. And so I got my black hat with my pink ribbon, with my pink button that kind of looks like a huckster. So no one can identify or knows who the huckster is on my pin, but I have room for many hucksters. So I've got one on my hat. So we've got, I usually wear my hats when I'm on Katie's channel, but we decided to go hat theme tonight. So I hope you're all enjoying it. All right. My next item is the one I was going to start my sale with because it's one of my favorites in my collection that I'm offering. It is definitely a piece of ephemera, and it appears to be a portion of ephemera, because this appears to be the box lid, but just the art from the box lid of a Play-Doh Fun Factory.
Oh,
so you can see along the edges where it looks like it was somehow like the box frame or the tape of the frame kind of overlapped the art. And so this kind of got peeled out of it. And then it appears that it was already old at the time it was done, because you can look on the bottom, there's the remnants of an old piece of Scotch tape that was holding the box together. So at some point, this box was already aging itself in use and probably gave up the ghost somewhere along the line and fell apart as in box, but someone had the wherewithal to actually save the art, because the art is all about being awesome. So he had to do a little bit of digging. Katie was the one that actually recognized this atomic starburst in the background.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, because that's not always like super within my radar. I'm not really the kitschy mid-century guy. So I didn't even necessarily recognize those as anything other than just starburst, but they are the atomic starburst. So I did do a little bit of digging. I couldn't find the specifics on this one, but I did find a couple other examples of where the box this came off of. And it appears that the general consensus is 1960. I never found anything that had a print date that said 1960. But places where I found it on Pinterest and a couple other places, that's what they were saying was 1960. And I would say that fits both with that atomic and then also just the art, of just the way the pigtails on the girl, the font, the colors. It's simply the cardboard cover. But it's in great condition. Some definitely showing some age around the edges, but the artwork is in fantastic condition. If you look really, really, really closely, you can see that the corner was turned at a little bit. So there's a little bit of a crease in the cardboard, but you can't see it. So if you were to frame this, you would never be able to notice that. There are no tears. Just it got crunched at some point. So this Fun Factory 1960 mid-century Play-Doh artwork, $6. So $6 for framing your own childhood, $6 by giving me number 76. $6.76 for the Play-Doh art.
That's so great.
My last item, the mystery tin, went to Jerry at My Flea Market Treasures. So thank you so much. You're going to have fun unboxing that. Now, my next item I think is really cool, and I wish I knew more about it, but I don't. I don't know how they did this. So this will be something fun for whoever gets this to kind of figure out how this was done. This is a 1951 Happy Holiday Season postcard or just regular card or photograph. It has the scalloped edges on the side, but what's really cool about this is if you notice, there are the kids, and then you've got the parents that are the snow people. They're like little snowmen and women, and I have no clue how they did this. It's almost like early photoshopping. And of course, all of the texture on the trees and then the ray of sun coming out of the back looks almost like it was colored in with pencil, but it's obviously not pencil. It might have been at one point and then made into a photo. It's just really unique. I've never seen anything like this. And in my opinion, this is like an early photoshopping technique. And I think it's so funny. The kids are smiling and then you've got the parents as little snow people on the side. It's just got some great graphics. The back is in really nice condition. No foxing to this whatsoever. I love the scalloped edge. This is a nice size because it is 4x4. So it is something that is easy to frame. 5x4. And it is just a fantastic little piece of ephemera, a great thing to put up around Christmas time, and a really unusual piece that I don't know if you're ever going to come across again. So this little holiday postcard from 1951 or holiday photo card can be yours for only $10 by giving me number 3. $10, number 3 for the unusual 1951 card.
Katie, that is so cool. That is so amazing. I think that's just the best. And like I think about photo manipulation, they did it all the way back in the 1800s. Like we always think that like Photoshop is new, and like they had tricks, y'all. They had tricks. So my next item is like also a graphic designery item. So if you like good fonts, you're probably gonna like this. So this is this gorgeous 1972 Chrysler Plymouth. It's a product magazine. So inside it shows, first of all, it shows like a diagram of the car and stuff. But just wait, you guys, these money images are just, they're so good. They are so beautiful.
Fantastic.
They are so good. I actually picked this up with my mom. So we were looking at it together and she was like, oh yeah. And my mom actually picked this up. So, and I'm here selling it today. My favorite page, well, of course, I love the muscle
Barracuda.
cars.
Oh,
I love
that's
the
a
muscle
slick
cars.
car.
Like, right? They're just so good. But I'm trying not to show every page, and then I find the next one. I'm like, oh, gotta show that one. But they're just so beautiful. Like, every single page is absolutely frameable because it's just that good. My favorite page in here is this one, y'all.
Yeah, look at the brown.
Look at that. Look at the glamour shot of the
The
wedding.
avocado green seats and the orange seats. Man, we are definitely in the 70s.
Isn't that so good? Oh my goodness. And then so, it also talks about different luxury features. And on the back, it has information about, the lines of cars and such. And what's so great about this is I have two. So, anyone that collects ephemera knows it's really hard to run into multiples. So I have two of these and I'm asking $10. So the first two people that put in the number, can't do this one-handed. Let's get it together, young. Okay. The first two people that give me number 42, you can grab one of these.
That is amazing.
Fantastic. And it's also interesting to see which cars survived, like in our mindset. Some of those brands we know have carried forward, and others not so much.
Yes.
And the family truckster definitely that may have been based on that one. All right, so my next piece, again, another piece of ephemera. I love ephemera, I love antique ephemera, and because we were specifically doing an advertising / ephemera sale, I thought this was a perfect combination because this is a Woolworth souvenir program for the company. So it's truly advertising just the company Woolworth for their 40th anniversary. So it was founded in 1879 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which I was not aware of. So this was issued in 1919 at the time that the Woolworth building was the highest building in the world. So it wouldn't have maintained that moniker for much longer because the Chrysler building was coming up behind it, and the Empire State Building as well. But at this time, 1919, this ends up being, almost like from a publicly traded company, you might think this would be their little press release to talk about all the board members, kind of giving some of their biography. But there's just some fantastic artwork that goes into this. Every page has these little illustrations down on the corner. The centerfold, the middle of the booklet, is a breakdown of some of their architectural significant buildings. I mean, this is a frameable print right here. It's got their New York building, tallest building in the world, but it also goes into the Wilkes-Barre location in Pennsylvania, Georgia, Dallas, so some of the buildings that probably many of these are no longer standing. So it's just this great point in time. And it also is fun in the back. And I did a little quick peek. It lists as of 1919 where all of their stores were located. And yes, there was a store in Jacksonville, Florida, and there was a store in St. Paul, Minnesota. So
cool.
We are all represented in the 1919 edition. And then what's really fun is as you get in the back, they actually show some of the storefronts. So that's the Houston, Texas location, Ohio, Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, California. So you get all these great illustrations and photos from their individual stores from around the country. Absolutely fantastic. All the pages are tightly bound. The only thing you can see, it shows pretty clearly right there, at some point this was sitting in the sun with another booklet covering it. So it has been faded on the outside, and then the original color is underneath. So the original color kept the gold accents on the Woolworth building, but the rest of the page did get a little bit sun faded out. So still good condition in paper, very nice and tight, but it does have a little bit of discoloration on the back. So just be aware of that. This would be one of those cases. I personally think this is cool to have in its entirety. But if you are doing any sort of junk journaling, scrapbooking, or cutting out for frameability. Some of these original prints, including that centerfold, I think those are money makers if you wanted to put those out. And who doesn't want the board of the Woolworth Corporation hanging in their dining room? So, the possibilities are endless. So we've got a 1919 true antique ephemera, the Woolworth building, and it's $5. $5 for the Woolworth ephemera, number 74. $5.74 for the Woolworth catalog.
Oh my gosh, Patrick, that is amazing. And now I have to find where Woolworths was in Jacksonville. Maybe I can do a little history on that old building. Now, the next item that I have for you, I'm really excited about. I was so thrilled to find this, and it was really hard not to keep it myself. But this is a dry clean dog bath tin. Now, these are pretty amazing. They don't come up for sale that often. And this is from the Hart's Mountain Product Company. Now, if you know anything about Hart's, you know that they're still around today. They sell dog and cat food and other type products for animals. Now, Hart's was founded by Max Stern. He actually left Germany to come to the States in 1926. And guess what he brought with him? 5,000. That's right, 5,000 singing canaries, because he had accepted them as a payment for a childhood debt, and he used them in 1926 to start the Hart's Company, and he made all kinds of cool products. This tin included. Now, what's neat about this is not your regular like shampoo for dogs. This is actually a dry shampoo. So listen to the directions. It says, starting in head, sprinkle dry clean dog bath freely over the animal. Rub it in by hand thoroughly, brushing out with a stiff enough brush to penetrate the hair, and then wipe with a rough cloth. Now, it also says good for cats too. I cannot imagine a cat sitting through a brushing, let alone a sprinkling of dog bath. But it's got some fantastic graphics. It's got the Hart's Mountain product on the bottom. And then it's also got a 1-digit zip code. So if you've heard Patrick and I talk about the zip codes, then you'll know that this is from probably 1948 through 1963, because in 1940 they had 2-digit zip codes for large cities, so like New York, LA, and then in 1963 they came out with a 5-digit zip code. So this has some age to it. Now, as you can see with that age, there's a little bit of condition issues on the tin, but again, as I say, I love my Rusty Crusty, and this is just the perfect amount of Rusty Crusty. The lid is tilted just a little bit, but it still comes apart. And it has a pretty clean silver spout. So you could fill this with something if you wanted to, although I would really clean it thoroughly if you're going to use it for anything that you actually are going to put on yourself every day. But this is just awesome in a display. Great for Halloween. You've got kind of that lady there that could be a little bit more witch-like if you wanted to make her into something like that. And it's got the orange and the black. So there's lots of possibilities with this. And it's just a cool tin that just doesn't come up very often. It's very similar to the Hart's tins with the little birds, the canary bird food with the music notes on them. You just don't see those very often. So this is just such a cool piece. Great graphics, and was sold for 25 cents back in the day. So this dry clean dog bath tin can be yours for, let's see, I think I have, I mixed up my cards here. So this dry clean dog bath tin can be yours for $25 by giving me number 2. $25 by giving me number 2 for this amazing dry clean dog bath tin. And it is just spectacular.
I think the lady on the tin looks like Drew Barrymore.
She does. She does, doesn't she?
So my next item is why I was drawn to it is because it's kind of a rebrand item, right in between where a product was named something else. And it just kind of fascinated me because I never put the two together. So it is this Viewmaster Stereoscope in the box. Now, somebody did take masking tape along the edge. I did not try to remove that, but I'm fairly confident if you use a blow dryer, you probably can get that. And you can see the box has quite a bit of wear, this corner especially. But I just think this is such a neat display piece to go on top of the box. You could set that up. Now, online, it does say that this is Bakelite. I am just not a Bakelite expert. And the fact that so many listings just kind of looked like they were repeating information from another listing made me, I just don't want to claim this is Bakelite. So, but a lot of the listings said it was. And inside the lid, you also have this info here. It does not have any cards, but I just thought it was so fascinating that like later on you heard it referred to as a Viewmaster, but on the bottom it says Stereoscope. Yes, 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 yes. It doesn't have any cards. And I don't know if you all are familiar, but this is a stereoscope. So I just like, I thought it was interesting that like this was the new version of that product and they were still kind of bringing people over into the new name for it. I don't know. Maybe that's like a nerdy graphic design thing. Could totally be. But I was like, look at them rebranding for the times. I thought that was kind of fun. And so you can get this guy in its box, perfect for display, by giving me number 43 for the Viewmaster that was rebranded from a Stereoscope. And look at those little Viewmasters in the graphics. That's so cool. This is just so
fantastic and a fantastic price. And so since you did your Viewmaster and I knew you were having a Viewmaster, I am bringing you the slides. Now, I had picked these up completely independently. I did not know that Katherine was going to have a Viewmaster because I picked these up completely for the artwork, but perfect timing. So whoever picks up the Viewmaster Stereoscope can also have some slides to go with it. What I have is, and this was, again, this is maybe trying to focus more on the advertising / ephemera side. This is advertising a location called Parrot Jungle Birds and Gardens that was located in Miami, Florida. And just check out the graphics on this. The colors are so bright, so beautiful. The packaging is in absolutely perfect condition. It's what those slides, what the Viewmaster slides would have been packaged in. It has the number so you could, keep track. Has all the information of what slides. And what I didn't remember, I did grow up with these, but what I didn't remember, I'm not sure if we ever got them new. So what comes in the little package is a little folder. And so you can keep these organized. And this little sleeve actually holds 3 reels, and all 3 reels are still here. So you've got the Parrot Jungle. Well, I'll just kind of show you. You can see a little bit of the art. I can see it better from my side. So let me see if I can backlight this really quick and see if you can see it.
Oh, that's showing up well, Patrick.
So you can see, like, there's the parrots. So that's the image that was on the cover. So if you don't have a Viewmaster, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to showcase these, although they're just cool to have because everyone's going to remember these. But then I also, again, not knowing that Katherine was going to have the Viewmaster itself, I was also trying to figure out the age of things. And Katie and we will say it as many times as we need to. When you see a 5-digit zip code, it has to be after 1963. So this is going to be later than the Viewmaster that Katherine's showing. But I had to do a little bit more digging because I couldn't find an actual date. So then I had to reverse engineer it because I also purchased this pack for my personal collection. And that is for the New York World's Fair with the Unisphere on it. So that's going into my Globe collection. That was, the fair itself was 1964, 1965. And if you read the graphics, it says our most recent picture assignment. So this entire package was probably done in 1965. So that is the era that we are in. So we're just drifting to the edge of mid-century modern, but what mid-century modern decor would not look awesome with the reds, the blues, and the greens of the Parrot Jungle. So we got the Parrot Jungle Viewmaster set with all 3 cards and the sleeve. And actually, this in and of itself is actually cool for the graphic designers of the world because it actually is a mailer that you could use to order any of the Viewmaster sets that you wanted. And on the back of it is in full color is the covers. So Holland, Washington, D.C., World's Fair, Wonders of the World, the Grand Canyon, and A freaky ass Wizard of Oz.
What
What the heck is that?
Nightmare.
All right, I got my night terrors scheduled for the evening. But anyway, so you even got this little frameable piece that goes along with it. So all of this is packed into this little folder, and you get the whole set for $6. $6 for the Viewmaster set for the Parrot Jungle by giving me number 86. $6.86 for the Parrot Jungle.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I actually think that I have been to that place in Miami. I have a friend that lives there, and we went and visited some flamingos, and I want to say that's where that was because there were other birds, but not 100% sure. Very cool item. Now, my next item is drifting away from the parrots and something in a little bit more kitschy, and I have this amazing pure apple juice apple label. This is the coolest thing I've seen in a while. It has like a little pixie elf fairy guy on him. He kind of looks like the Keebler elf a little bit, but more stylized. And I just think this Apple label is so cool. The graphics are amazing. Now, I did do some digging, thanks to Patrick's help, with the Nifty Corporation. And they were trademarked, or a patent was applied for a trademark of June 30th, 1965. But it expired January 19th of 1989. So we're kind of in that date range for this. Although I would definitely say this is very 60s. In my opinion, you've got the little pixie elf. I love the green and yellow. The graphics on this are so vibrant, and the yellow in his hat really picks up the yellow from the apples. And then you've got those fun pink shoes with the little pointy balls on the end. It's distributed by the Nifty Food Corporation and Lustig Foods, and it's just got some fabulous graphics. Now, this is 4.5 inches by 4, so this is something that I believe you could get framed. It would be awesome in a flower frog. It just really is the perfect addition to your kitchen. So this adorable little pixie guy can be yours for $12. $12 for the Nifty Apple Juice label by giving me number 6. $12. Number 6, and this is in absolutely fabulous condition. No rips, tears, or anything to this paper label.
Now, I tried to think of something to bring that reminded me of Patrick, and I was like, oh, I need to like find some coasters. Did not find coasters, but I did find a really cool piece of barware. Just look at that dude on there. Do you see him? Like, how fun is he, right? The little anthropomorphic. He kind of looks like, it reminds me of like the Jetsons. You know, they have their little like weird android butler person. But when I saw this, I actually was like, oh, is this imitation? Because it's just so nice. It has a really nice kind of leather texture. You can kind of see that in the, yeah, you can see that. Okay, nice leather texture. And then, you know, I looked at the back of the box. I'm like, oh, there used to be labels there. Like, no, I think this is, you know, not reproduction. And then on the inside, it does show a little bit more age. So it has this guy in here. And then right here, there would have been like another one of these stopper pieces. It came with a spare, but that is no longer in there. But I love how this piece is the little dude. Do you see that? How they like turned him into the robot? I just thought that was kind of fun and kind of different. But like this piece would look so cool on a bar. It's just really like a striking, beautiful. I don't know. I'm a nerd for packaging, which is why like this whole sale is me bringing packaging as advertising. But this guy could be yours for $8. $8 for the Mr. Bartender if you give me number 44, y'all. $8, and you can have this like anthropomorphic little bartender dude.
That's fantastic. And that box would look great just all by itself. So even if you don't even want to use the bartender, just the plaid and the color combination there is all of itself. And so I was trying to remember the lyrics to the Jetsons. So like his boy Elroy, daughter Judy, Jane, his wife, but I can't remember where Rosie fits into the song if the robot is part of it. So I forgot to announce my last 2 winners. I apologize. So 74, the Woolworth catalog or brochure had gone to Melody, Minnie's Miscellaneous, and then 86, the Viewmaster Parrot Jungle went to Gina Marie. So thank you very much to both of you, and I apologize. I forgot to announce Melody picking up the one piece. So another piece that I picked up somewhere along the way, and this one has a little bit of condition issues, but when you're getting into some of the vintage ephemera, particularly the stuff that would be used, unfortunately, you're going to have some condition issues. So this one at some point had somebody's name. I did not magic mark the name out. Probably the previous seller where I got it decided to do that. So unfortunately, that was written on. But the book itself is the Singer Sewing Skills Reference Book. And it is published by Singer Sewing Machine Company, priced 95 cents. And it had a copyright date on here of 1955. And what is fantastic about this is throughout the book are illustrations, these little illustrations to go along with some of the graph or some of the text. So you've got all these little drawings, sometimes of the machine, but I'll show you some of the ladies that they sketched. But what I thought was cool about this is it also has the handwriting of the original owner. So little notes that they had made about how to make their dresses or how to do the different pieces. So like this one for fabric, thread, and needle chart, there's a little note she wrote. I'm assuming she wrote soft mercerized thread best, 14 needle and mercerized thread, strong in use, heavy duty thread, 416 needle, or 18 like heavy canvas. So there's just notes like that. But what I loved about it is check out all of these illustrations. There's all these instructions of how to do these different like pattern making. And then next to them, they just made these fantastic little illustrations that totally remind me of Funny Face from the Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire movie, because that's, the era, and that's what how they were all dressing. And so you just got all these little illustrations. They're just kind of tucked in next to the different instructions. So you've got all of that, including the silhouette on the front. It is pretty decent thickness. It has 56 pages. So it goes into decorative stitching, button loops, and again, you get illustrations all along. So I think pink. There you go, my happy tatty. Absolutely, you know what I'm talking about. And you've even got the pink cover of the book. So it's a fun, and I would think it'd be fun to keep it together because it's definitely of its era. The instruction of how to make these style of dresses is what's really laid out in here. But again, if you're interested in framing just for individual art, all of the illustrations are also done in that soft pink and black color. So even just some of those done into a collage, into a frame would look fantastic, in any sort of sewing room, a girl's room, little girl's, pink room, or your she shed, or hell, put it in your man cave. There's no judging going on here. It's just some cool ephemera. And we got Singer Sewing Skills. It is only $5. $5 for the 55-page Singer Sewing Skill with all the illustrations, and you get it by giving me number 72. $5.72 for the Singer book.
Golly, that's got some great graphics, Patrick. Holy cow, I love that. Now, my next item is really cool. This is a 1925 cigar label, and it's just got the best graphics on it. This is an absolutely gorgeous piece. It is Snapshot Cigars, and look at this fabulous lady. I love her red lipstick. It is embossed. They've got the gold going around the word Snapshot, so some really nice graphic design there. And then look at her hair. You can see it's all embossed here, and the texture on her hair is raised and it's highlighted, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love that she's on this blue background that kind of fades into the white. You've got the copyright there for 1925. And this was out of Charlotte, North Carolina. You've got Snapshot there. Now, I couldn't find much on this company when I looked online, so it's definitely a cigar brand that is no longer around. And then you've got the back there. You can see the embossing. There is a little bit of foxing on the back, but the front is in really nice condition for its age. There's a tad bit of wear, as you can see, going around the outside of the top, and a little bit of wear here. But once you frame that, I don't think you're going to notice that as much. And it is just a gorgeous label. I mean, this is from 1925. And the fact that this survived this long really astounds me. And it is absolutely stunning. I love the play on words here too with the photograph. So if you love photography, this would be great for you. It's also great for anyone that loves old ephemera like I do, or loves graphic design. And this is amazing. You can have this framed. You can put this in a display. It is wonderful. So this is a 9x7 label. So you should be able to find a frame for this at any place that you do buy frames. And she is gorgeous and ready to come home to you for only $10. $10 for the 1925 Snapshot Cigar label by giving me number 9. $10, number 9 for the gorgeous Snapshot label.
That is, I love her expression. I don't know. I'm a sucker for any like larger, lovely ladies on stuff. So, and Patrick, I totally picked up that magazine because there were no takers. So.
I did catch that, and I appreciate you playing by the rules. You're not. For people that don't know how StreamYard works, we all get about a 10-second lag where we can hear each other before you ever hear us. So Katherine knew that number 10 seconds before any of you did. So she did not claim it. She waited until anyone else wanted it. And I'm more than happy to send that to a good home in Katherine's ephemera collection.
Yeah, that is a really cool piece. I'm a sucker for the two-tone colors. And then also I want to say, this is the time to refresh because I was contacted about this item. So person in the chat, you know who you are. Refresh because Batman. So this measures, let's see, this is just about 5 inches tall. And you are absolutely just buying it for the looks, the graphics. It is just amazing. Now look at the back. Pow! Bang! You know, you can just like hear the noises. And look, you got our favorite, the penguin. So very cool, great graphics on this. Now it does in fact have puzzle pieces in here, but when I picked this up, it said like as is missing pieces. So I can tell you that that puzzle is not going to be complete. I didn't even like try to put it together to like see, you know. It is for ages 7 to 14. So everyone in this chat might be able to put it together. You never know. This is copyright 1974 on it. So super wonderful. So this tin is going to be $10. This awesome Batman tin. Ooh, what does that comment say?
I did not know this. I would never have known the penguin's real name.
Yes. That's awesome. So this tin is going to be $10. If you give me number 49. $10, number 49 for this. Just, I love this Batman tin. It's just so classic looking. Like it's just exactly what you would picture.
That is all a bit of everything for only $10. What a great price for that. Who cares about the puzzle? That's just a great
that is fantastic.
There is a question whether there was a lid.
Nope, no lid. No lid. I'm sorry. I should have grabbed that first.
I wondered how Dawn knew this. She said she has a dachshund named Oswald C. Cobblepot. So that's how she knew the penguin's real name. Because that's just something to pull out of your brain at the last minute. So that's great. All right. My next item, we're getting very small. I actually did. If you don't follow us on Instagram, or you don't, Katherine was even using YouTube Shorts. You sometimes will see promotions of pieces we were going to have. And this was one I put out today, and I got a comment that said I needed to use lotion because I put it into my hands, and it just shows that, you know, I'm in the winter, so my hands are chapped. But I was trying to show its size. So I just changed my lighting. So hopefully that it's washing me out, but hopefully you can see the pin. Because what this is an American Red Cross blood donor pin. It is a metal pin with a straight pin still attached, riveted onto the back, still attached, sticking out, you know, to basically draw more blood while you go to put your blood donor pin on. I don't know the age. I'm guessing it'd be post 40s because is metal, but I want to say it's earlier than that. I'm thinking it could actually be 30s. I was trying to figure out if there was a way to show by the crest, but the crest just shows 13 stars. So I don't think that really shows anything. It's just a cool, but it is a very little piece. And I just shoved it into my thumb, so I'm going to start bleeding. So it is no more than an inch. I thought I had my tape measure here, and I guess I don't, but I'm not even sure what I can hold it up against to show, but as you see it against my hands, it is very small. I considered keeping it as another hat pin, but it is so small. I was afraid that it would get lost in my hat. So I am passing this on. It's just a super, super cool piece. It's got that great age, that great patina. And it'll be super simple and inexpensive to ship. I can put it just in a regular envelope, ship it first class mail, but I'll protect it nicely so that the pin, because actually you can see there's dimension. How am I going to show this? There's dimensionality on that pin. So it's got a little place, a little like hump to it. I'm not 100% sure why. So I don't know if that would have gone like maybe around the seam of your collar or something. So there was room for that extra fabric. I'm not really sure. I've never seen a pin like that. But super, super cool. I was super glad to have picked this up, and you can have it for $6. So $6 for the American Red Cross vintage pin, $6 by giving me number 75, $6.75 for the American Red Cross blood donor pin.
And that would make a great little hat pin. I'm always looking for things to go on the side of my hat bands. Great items. And that Batman puzzle was so cool. Now, my next item I think is really interesting. I've never seen anything like it, and it's just an amazing old photograph. So I had my cigar label with that fabulous 1920s girl in honor of Katherine, and now I have my huckster item in honor of Patrick. This is an old photograph for a storefront that sells secondhand goods. Now, how perfect is this? This is like a thrifting, vintage lover, huckster photograph right here. It is fantastic. And you've got the people that actually were selling in front of their store. Now, I don't know the age to this 100%, but I am going to make some educated guesses. I would say 1900s or so, probably 1908, 1910, somewhere in there, basing off of the hats, because newsboy hats were very popular in that time period, and fedoras had come into style for the working class. And obviously news caps were also a very working man's or working boy's type of headwear. So there's no fancy headwear here like the top hat or the different types of Homburgs that were really more in fashion for kind of the higher society at the time. So based on the hats, that's my guess for the date of this photograph. It has the cool, all kinds of secondhand goods. It says to be bought, sold, and exchanged. And what's cool is you've got the sign up here, but then you can also see the other part of the storefront here for some other company, I'm assuming, behind it selling other things. And then in the window, you have the address, I believe, which is 800 Thos Road. I'm not sure where this was taken. And I just think this is fabulous. Now, the photo is mounted onto like a cabinet card size thing. And it's got writing on the back. Someone wrote Duluth. Now, I don't know if that's the place that this was taken. Mm-hmm. I really don't know much about this photograph. I just think it is the coolest thing ever, since we all love thrifting, secondhand goods, vintage. And you've got an early example of some hucksters and fun salesmen of vintage and goods. And this is just absolutely amazing. Now, this card, if you are measuring the whole card, not just the photograph, is 6.5 by 4. If you do just measure the photograph, it is 4 by 6. So the photograph is 4 by 6, so that's easy to frame. So you could cut this down if you wanted to and put it in a frame. But the nice thing about this backer board on it is that you can stick it in a flower frog and it would stick up. This is just so cool. I love it. And it can be yours for only $12 for the early secondhand goods photo by giving me number 7. $12, number 7 for the early secondhand goods photograph.
And you got kind of a twofer there because it's a huckster in Minnesota. So yeah. You've got Katherine and me.
I love that. I love the photos that tell a story, and that one absolutely tells a story. Now this is going to be a steal, and I'm really excited I could bring this. Katie, this is for you. So I have 3 beautiful Coca-Cola ads.
Oh, look at those ladies.
And they are from the 30s. Now I'm going to show you the Coca-Cola ads first, and then I'm going to show you the backside. The backsides are still amazing ads, still awesome. One of these does have a date of 1935, and I would think all of these are from somewhere in there, that just by looking at everything. But I'm sure you can probably date things just by what is being advertised in some of these. So yeah, look at these beautiful ladies. Look at the guy in his outfit. So good, right? Oh, and then look at that one.
Oh, absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this one, the iceberg. Like anyways, that's so good. So good. And this one. Now this one has the most damage out of all of them. Oops, wrong side. Right here, there's damage. But like when you look at them, it does not really matter. Now, these ladies really do remind me of Gil Elfgren. I don't know if he's the illustrator at all, but that's what these kind of screamed to me when I saw this. So on the back of this one is, what is this? Something for the aluminum company, 15-year anniversary of the aluminum company. I think that person is picking up a piece of aluminum. I don't know, but it's not as exciting as the front. And then
The aluminum was invented in like the teens, so that would be like the 60s then.
Well, no, this is the 15, 15.
No, I said 50.
Nope, 15.
Show it
so
again.
Then that does land it in the 30s.
Show it again though.
Oh, you're right. It's 50. You're right.
50 fleeting. You were combining it.
But yeah, not as exciting as the front. And then this guy.
Oh, awesome. With the 5 cents on it.
On the back is another aluminum ad. That's my cat.
Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Kitty. We love you, animals.
And this is 24 something. Anyways, it is shimmery, just so you know. That is metallic.
That looks super cool.
And then this one on the back is Ever Ready, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat, Ever Ready. So, all right.
And I'm just going to ignore what I said because this is saying aluminum was discovered in 1825.
Never mind. It's fine.
So I don't know when the company started selling it, but so who knows the age in these things?
All of these feel 30s to me. So when I found a date on it that was 35, I was like, that
makes a lot of sense
to me. So this is gonna be a steal of a deal. I'm asking $12 for these 3 ads, $12 for the 3 Coca-Cola ads by giving me number 48. $12. Number 48.
Wonderful.
Now, if you can also explain, we had a comment come in. Could you re-explain your contact form? Because Gina said she tried to send you an email, but it's not an email format. So what exactly are people supposed to do if they buy from you?
Yeah. So what is below here, CatherineYoungCreative.com/contact is actually my website. So if you copy and paste this into a browser, it'll take you to a form that will email me. One thing I have noticed with this form is when people try to send the form to me over and over and over again, it does tend to block them because it thinks it's spam. It thinks somebody's spamming me. But other than that, this form should work well. If you also go into any of my videos or my about page on my YouTube, you can just click on the link. So there's no copy and pasting you need to do. The link will just open up the web page and it tells you exactly which items I need.
Thank you, Angela. So you've got the 1938.
All right.
Angela did the research for you. So, and it looks like you had that's going to My Happy Tatty who got your 48. So
thank you.
Since you're still on while that popped through. So I'll go ahead and show it. All right. Excellent. All right, my last item, number 75, the blood pin, which was like almost literal, is went to Melody Many's Miscellaneous. So congratulations, Melody. My next piece is also a piece of advertising, and we did a little digging when I first picked this up. It is an advertising piece for Frera, which turned out to be motorcycles. So it's Frera motorcycles, and you can see the motorcycle itself has that name on it. Based on the kind of jodhpur style pants that he's wearing, her clothing and her hair, we're saying that this is probably a 20s or 30s. Catherine's cat loves this. I can hear the screams of approval coming from Minnesota. But what is unclear about this is it has been mounted onto a fairly thick backer board, but it was done a while ago. And so some of the adhesive that was used is pulling away so you can actually see it feels heavier than just paper. And if you look at the very bottom there's actually, see if we can get it to show up, there's actually a string coming off of it. So it's not like canvas, but it seems to be some sort of a reinforced paper. All right, Carrie's saying the cat's laughing at me, so well, that's okay. She would be the first. So you've got, and a little bit of conditioning, you've got a little bit of soiling to the edge, but you can see all the way around the actual image is in really good shape, and it's going to be nice and easy to ship because it's already on a nice backer board, but perfect for framing. It has some fantastic colors. It does bring into question what exactly she's doing with his goggles. There was definitely some opinions of what was in his mouth. We're just going to stick with goggles because this is a family-rated television program. But if we go to the After Dark version, you can just make some BDSM answers for what is truly going on this Frera motorcycle. So it is a piece of Frera advertising, but I'm just not sure where it has come from. It does not appear to have been cut out of a magazine, so I'm not sure if this would have been something that would have been like a dealer piece that would have been in a window of some sort. The backer board, I don't think it is old. It has a sheen to it. I think this is relatively modern, but the piece I do believe has some age. So it's just an absolutely stunning piece with some great colors and some in great condition. So it is available for $15. So $15 for the Frera frameable piece, $15 by giving me number 99.
Oh, that is super awesome, Patrick. I love those old motorcycle and car ads. And of course, love your cat, Catherine. Now, my next item is really homage to myself, but of course, Patrick and Catherine. I love typewriter ribbon tins. And of course, it wouldn't be an advertising sale if I didn't have some typewriter ribbon tins for you all. So yes, these are already two that I have in my collection currently. And I'm lucky that I was able to find two matching ones so you can have some just like I do. Now, this first 10 is a Patrick related item because Miller was actually out of North Aurora, Illinois, which I think is very cool. I love the carnation typewriter ribbon tins because I love the black lines with the Miller graphic, which has the really cool butterfly. So this is a lot. You're going to get two tins. This is the Pink of Perfection typewriter ribbon tin. Now, this advertises black record ink. So when you see different ink colors on the typewriter ribbon tins, they kind of help date them a little bit because red and black ink was used a lot later than just the standard black ink versus purple copying, which was even earlier. So sometimes you can date these by, of course, the size, because the tall tins are much earlier. They standardized in 1895. Or you can date them by looking on the side. Sometimes there is a manufacturer of the tin itself. I'm not sure who made this. Decorative Metal made a lot of them, so it's possible that this one was made by the American Can Company or Decorative Metal. And then you can also date them by the ink. So I'm guessing this one is probably 50s. That would be my guess, early 50s. It is just a fantastic tin. You got a little bit of wear on the corner, but overall the graphics are in great shape. It's a nice 1 1/2 inch size tin. I always want to say 1 1/2 inch, like the taller tins. So you're going to get this one with the awesome graphics. It's sort of a orangey red color with the black there. So you could use this, of course, for Halloween. And then you're going to get this tin, which is amazing. Thank you, Kim. This tin is an homage to Catherine because of the cool graphics. and the lettering. And this has a really amazing airplane. This is fine service brand. And this tin probably dates to the 40s, would be my guess. With this black record ink for L.E. Smith. And it is just a fabulous square tin. I don't see as many of the square tins as I do the round ones. So I just think the graphics on this with the blue and that kind of cream color is amazing. Of course, you get the airplane with definitely those 40s graphics. And these two just make an excellent pair. So if you've wanted to start a typewriter ribbon tin collection, well, now is the time. And you can pick up this amazing lot for only $15. $15 for the typewriter ribbon lot by giving me number 4. $15. Number 4 for the typewriter ribbon tins.
So Kitty is making a cameo. So she's hanging out. Let's see if I can do this with one hand, shall we? Now this is really cool. Anyways. I recently took a trip back home to where I grew up in North Dakota, and I found this. And when I found this, it was really the graphics that just kind of like drew me into it. I was like, oh, what is that? It's beautiful. I love this. And it is Bowman made ice cream from Bowman, North Dakota. And this is absolutely new old stock. It has never been used. On the top, you can even see like where the flavor print would be. It is not there. It didn't even make it that far. Here is the bottom. I mean, I love that yellow and blue color. You know, that Wise potato chip tin that I brought earlier. It has kind of that same color motif. And it just makes me think like 30s, like this was nice and popular there. I love this. Doesn't it look like she's on her cell phone taking a picture of the food?
That's awesome.
Now this, I can date this. So it does have, let's see, I want to get this open and not, it has a little bit wear on the edges here of being put together. Let's see, where is it? Oh, did I open the wrong side? Of course I did. But it does have a date on here. It's the 1930s, it says, which is super exciting. Here we go. Copyright 1932. Let's see. I hope you can see that. I'm kind of having a hard time telling what you're seeing there. I hope you can see that. But yeah, this is just a really cool new old stock piece. And to be quite honest, I had no idea there was even an ice cream company in North Dakota. I found a couple of these and I kept one for my personal collection because it is just so good. Oh, I forgot to tell you what size this is. So this is put together. This is just about 7 inches tall. So it's like, it is kind of like the size of our standard ice cream right now, because I mean, it's a gallon of ice cream. So, I know, honestly, because I found more than one of these, I do think like this was new old stock that was like in someone's barn. And so, do you know what I mean? Like it was somebody who probably worked at the company. And when the company got shut down, these boxes just ended up somewhere. So, you can get this new old stock box for $12. $12 by giving me number 46. And you can have a genuine vintage souvenir from North Dakota, y'all. I mean, not even many people have been to that state. So help this escape the state.
Put North Dakota on the map.
Yes.
All right. Next item I've got coming up, timely and not intentional, just happened to be timed up when I picked them up. The Olympics are coming up, so I actually have some Olympic pieces. So these are a pair of McDonald's clear glass anchor hocking. I think it's anchor hocking. Yeah, got the anchor in it. Anchor hocking clear glass mugs from, put that white piece of paper back in there, from the 1984 Olympics. So what I have are 2 mugs, but they are not identical. So let's see what we are advertising. We've got weightlifting, wrestling, archery, and I guess running.
Those are cool.
The white on white's not showing up. I guess he's running. And then the other one is the same McDonald's logo on the back, but on the front, the sports are fencing. I was going to say he's fishing, but that's a horse. Like, where's fishing in Olympic sport? So he appears to be on a horse. These must be the Summer Olympics. That must be gymnastics and then bicycling. So we've got 8 different sports advertised on the mug, and the handles face in the same direction. So they are designed in the same way. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, you're going to have at least something on both sides. Each one has the sports, and the other side has the McDonald's graphics. So perfect condition, no chips, no cracks. The artwork is actually still in really good shape, so it's unlikely these were ever used, but they would be designed to be used because they were offered from McDonald's. So you get the pair of the mugs because they are not identical. So you get the pair of mugs with the 8 different sports for $12. $12 for the pair by giving me number 87. $12.87 for the pair of Olympic mugs.
Oh, what a great ice cream container, Catherine. My grandfather and my dad used to make ice cream, and my dad had a big old wood churn, and we'd get fresh peaches and cherries and make wonderful ice cream in the summer. And I love the Olympic mugs. Now, my next item is fun because this is from 1956. And it is an amazing label. I just have an affinity for these labels. And look at these little guys. Now, some might think they're creepy. I kind of fall into that camp. Other people might think that they are adorable. And so we're going to stick with adorable today. These guys are like little sprites or fairies. I really don't know the difference between sprites, fairies, pixies. I kind of think that they're all, similar to each other, but you got the copyright 1956, and this is for Dewey Fresh. Now, this is out of Yakima, Washington, and this label would have come on a fruit crate. So Dewey Fresh and this particular label might have been specifically for apples, but definitely some sort of fruit. I think the graphics are in amazing condition. This is not a reproduction. It is probably new old stock because there is literally no wear to it whatsoever. So this might have been sitting somewhere, and just like Catherine's ice cream container, when the company closed or they didn't need it anymore, they had a bunch of these labels because someone clearly took excellent care of this. This is just in amazing condition. You've got the awesome little graphics with the guy with his little fairy wand. In fact, they all have little fairy wands and little wings. And then, of course, he's got the cool little Dewey Fresh on top of that leaf. I just think the graphics on this are absolutely amazing. And the colors, I like the red and the green and the white. Now, this produce label measures 10 by 3, and so it's going to be a little bit harder to frame. But again, if you had a spot in your kitchen that was kind of unusual, like above a pantry, someplace that's long, this would be perfect for that. I am going to include this little backer board. So it's got the backer board and then the clear pouch for this to sit inside. So if you wanted to display it like this, it would be all ready for you to prop up in a kitchen. I actually have one of these labels propped up on top of another frame, sitting in a plastic piece just like this. So this label is just absolutely amazing. Love the adorable little pixies. Think they are so cute, and they need to come home to someone that's going to love and cherish them. So this 1956 Dewey Fresh label can be yours for $10 by giving me number 1. $10, number 1 for the Dewey Fresh label out of Yakima, Washington.
I love his little grass skirt. I was like, oh, does he have a little pixie underwear on? But it's like a little grass skirt. So my next item just absolutely screams adorable kitschness. It's got that beautiful pink. It's all kind of an iridescent silver, but it's the beautiful pink color and the nice deco styling. So it's that pink and black. Actually very similar to that sewing piece that I picked up from Patrick just now. So you can tell I like this color combination. And I'm wearing pink and black. How did that even happen? Okay, anyways. But what I thought was super interesting about this is, I mean, this is an adorable jar, right? Just super cute. I can imagine you using this in your bathroom as like holding Q-tips or cotton balls. Like, I just so cute. It is 6 inches tall. But what I thought was super interesting about this is like, this is rock candy, right? And then on the back, it goes into how rock candy should be used to cure coughs. I just thought that was so random. And it's like, you know, for centuries, rock candy has been recognized as possessing qualities effective for relief of coughs. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of, to me, that's just kind of like odd. And then it gives you like how to mix it with whiskey and orange slices. I just, you know, milk heated with a little rock candy. So I guess I never even thought about it. Maybe it's not even actual candy. Maybe that's just the name of it. But it's got that great made in the USA right up top there. Super deco look. I think this would be so cute in a bathroom. And this is going to be $8. And this is, it's got that side pattern, $8. Number 47 for the Rock and Rye rock candy jar.
I love the pattern in the side of that glass. It's very cool.
Incredible.
All right. My next item is another piece of ephemera, kind of going into the advertising side, because it is a Lionel train catalog. So it is copyrighted on the inside. This is the 1960 Lionel train catalog. I'm going to show the front and the back, and I'll show a little bit of the inside, but I've got pictures that I'll show because it's in good enough condition. The cover is still attached, but it's too unwieldy to be able to show on air without the risk of ripping some of the paper. So you can see like some of the graphics inside. I'm holding the spine together. You can kind of see what's in there. But I took some photographs when I promoted this on my Instagram channel that showed a little bit better. So you can see kind of where the fold is. So most of these illustrations go across 2 pages. So we've got this what's kind of cool, the 1960s presidential campaign special. So you've got, you know, the different presidential banners with the red, white, and blue trains. This is the 5-star general outfit, so the old-fashioned steam locomotive. So you could get all of those pieces. This one actually happened to be the page I just showed, the HO by Lionel, the leader in model railroading. So you know, for 1995, you basically got the engine, 2 cars, and a caboose, which at this point you couldn't even get a boxcar for 1995. You know, but some of the high-end steam. So Lionel's number 2037 LTS steamer with smoke, whistle, and headlight with magnetraction. So this one, not sure if I can see the price on this one, but this is the kind of artwork. It's all full color artwork. It's all absolutely fantastic. It is an absolute snapshot of everyone's childhood. And even just framing the catalog itself, just the front cover is absolutely fantastic. So there are a lot of these available on eBay right now, which is why this didn't end up going into eBay. There's just too much competition. But the benefit of looking at that is you can also tell what they sell for. So I went for the low end and I'm selling it for $10. So $10 for the Lionel sales catalog from 1960. Lionel catalog, $10. That gives me number 81. $10.81 for the Lionel catalog.
Oh my gosh, the graphics on that, Patrick, are to die for. I'm just a sucker for good graphics, guys. And speaking of good graphics and cool advertising, I have an amazing playbill for you. Now, this is a little homage to Patrick, and he can probably tell us a little bit more about the 1945 On the Town playbill. He did a whole Tales from the Triptych on Broadway. And if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend going back and watching it. He had a whole fascinating section on collecting playbills. But this is for On the Town. It is from 1945. It's for from the Martin Beck Theater. And this has some amazing graphics on the inside. Now, the back, I do want to point out, has a little bit of wear here where something at some point had been stuck to this, and it had ripped the corners a little bit, but this ad for Chesterfields is in really good shape overall for the main part of the ad. Other than that, this playbill from 1945 is in really nice condition. The spine is tight. There's no wear there, no pages falling out. And let's check out some of the cool ads inside. This is chock full of amazing advertising. So this is for three feathers. That's a mouthful for drinks. And look at that. And then they have facts. So here is Arrow's theater quiz. So let's see what one of the quiz sections are. It says, if you know your misters of the screen, then what are the destinations of Mr. Deeds and Mr. Smith? Not sure I know the answer to that. Oh, it does say. All right, let's see what the answer is. It says town, Washington, and Boston. So that's the answer to number one. Of course, there are lots of other cool quizzes here. So, and
Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
So there we go. This is fabulous. And you can quiz all your friends at your next dinner party or have fun. Lemmy got it. Awesome job, Lemmy. So this has some cool little things in it. You got an amazing advertisement for Chanel number 5. I have to say that almost looks like the same Chanel today that we have, but this is 1945. Look at the spotlight there. I love that graphic with Playbill. Of course, it was a magazine of the theater. You have an ad for perfumes, some fabulous advertisements for perfumes. There's even an ad in here for brassieres. And this is another one of the companies advertising brassieres and different undergarments for ladies. But check out her. I love her hat and everything she's wearing. And then, of course, you've got Seagram's. Got to have your alcohol and cigarette ads. And look at the little stars. And this is more holiday themed with that kind of tinsel or Christmas tree branch coming out on the side. I just love this. And then, of course, you go into On the Town. So here is the actual musical. Now, this was turned into a movie, I believe, in 1949. Is that right, Patrick? I do believe.
Movie. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. But this is Nancy Walker and On the Town with Alan McClare, John Badles, Chris Alexander, Ruth Rebb, Joshua Shirley, Ray Harrison, Florence McMichael, and George Baxter. So there's the On the Town for the Martin Beck Theater. And then you've got the cast list here. You've got more information. Check out the graphics up here. Hotel Astor. Just love that. And there's more graphics. So I'll let you guys go through here and really enjoy the graphics. Love the Philip Morris ad. You know, got to have your Philip Morris, the finest price cigarettes.
Theater is always about cigarette and alcohol.
Yep, exactly. Here's an ad for brassieres. So check that out. And then you've got graphics. Champagne. So, I mean, this is chocked full, guys, of advertisements for watches, alcohol, cigarettes, all kinds of things. Just absolutely amazing graphics. And I will let you guys explore this at your leisure, whoever picks this up, and it will be a fun read. So this 1945 On the Town playbill can be yours for $10. It would be great for some framing or just a cool coffee table piece. And you can have it by giving me number 11. $10, number 11 for the 1945 On the Town playbill.
So my next item is a weirdo item. And to the if somebody gets this, just know we're going to have to talk about how to ship this, because it probably has to be rolled the long way and probably has to be in a big, long tube. My next item is a gold medal flower bag. Full, big bag. Now, what I love about this is I think about that, I'm probably going to butcher this story, but y'all just go with me. I think about when that one reporter said that the only reason Marilyn Monroe was so beautiful was because of her outfits. And if she was wearing a flour sack, she wouldn't be so beautiful. And so she did a cover shoot where she wore flour sacks to show people that she was like smoking hot no matter what she wore. And so this just makes me think of it. It does have some condition right here. That is like the biggest condition issue right there. It does poke all the way through that little piece there. And then on the back, you got some cool, recipes and such. And this is big, y'all. This is like it is big enough to make a dress for Marilyn Monroe. I can tell you that right now. So this is 30 inches by 14 and a half inches. And what's really kind of cool is here in Minnesota, there were just a lot of flour mills around. This is paper. This one is paper. So it would be later. It wouldn't be the old like flour sacks that were made of cloth that people use for clothing. It wouldn't be that kind. So we just have a lot of flour mills around here. So you think Pillsbury, that's here in the Twin Cities. So a lot of this was in the Twin Cities. In fact, we even have a museum that is just about flour mills. So this is kind of fitting that I found this in the Twin Cities. And if you want to, let's see, could hang that on. Oh, absolutely. This could be wall art.
Absolutely. Epic.
But if you want wall art or if you want to turn it into a dress, who am I to judge? It's going to be $10 and it is number 50. $10 number 50 for this really weird advertising item that I just thought would be fun to bring.
The U.S. Postal Service does offer a very long box that folds into a triangle that if you rolled that, it might stay, it wouldn't crease, and it might fit into that box. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If you don't have if you don't have a tube big enough, those triangular shaped USPS, it's probably not heavy enough for priority mail, but it might be worth it in the box. So,
but yeah, it definitely can't roll this way. It can't roll the short way, unfortunately. It's going to get creases. It's
a really long box, so it might be long enough, or you just have to ship it flat.
Yep. Anyways, thought this was really just kind of fun.
That is a very cool piece. All right, my next piece is advertising a ever popular favorite, Southern Comfort. So we've got a Southern Comfort Mixology recipe book. So again, using our trusty zip codes, this does have a 5-digit zip code on it from St. Louis. So this is post 1963. Based on the graphics, I'm thinking we're in the early 70s. And what's fun about this is it's a combination of actual recipes. So there are recipes for the grasshopper, for the Alexander, the Stinger, Comfort eggnog. But as you go through it, it talks about the zodiac. So you can find out. So we're gonna do a little test here. So I am a Libra. And so my ruling planet is Venus. Now, I've never heard of this before. And so ruling planet is Venus. So then if you go to the check your ruling planet section, it says Venus pertains to love, beauty, and the fine arts. It also says that Libra is an air sign. We are the communicators, intellectual, and perceptive. So Katie, when is your birthday? What month?
Or what sign?
What is it again?
November. I'm a Scorpio.
Okay, so Scorpio means that your ruling planet is Mars, and that relates to energy, aggression, and initiative. And Mars, do you know what kind of sign you are?
No, I don't.
So you are. So you said that's a Scorpio. Scorpio is water, which means you're emotional, sensitive, and a highly intuitive group. And Katherine, where do you land?
Same. So that's how I knew Scorpio was water.
Okay.
Very good.
And then, so Scorpio also gives you your birth gems and colors. Do you know the Scorpio gem? At least back in 1971.
It's the yellow one that I was pissed off as a kid was my color.
The golden topaz.
Yes, topaz.
And your color is a deep glowing red. And as a Libra, my gem is an opal. I knew that. And that was actually my grandmother's name. Her first name was Opal. Oh. And the colors are airy blue and gold. So I guess that's why I like my Picard all over gold. So throughout it, you just get these little things about the mixology plus a primer of happy hour mixology. And so, or astrology. And so it actually takes that then to the level of your lucky number and day of the week. Oh, let's see. What's my lucky day of the week? Friday. Okay, that's everybody's lucky day of the week. Scorpio's lucky day of the week is Tuesday. So in case you didn't know that, your lucky day is a Tuesday. But it then gives you, like, one of the drinks said it was a favorite of a Libra. Lucky for Libras is a lemon cooler, a jigger of Southern Comfort, Schweppes bitter lemon. That's the entire recipe. So lucky for Libras because it's easy to make, I guess, because that's all good. So how to have a happy hour party. You could actually order a kit that actually sent you stuff to do all of the, palmistry and different things. You could order this kit for like $1.50 or something like that. And then they also had their own line of stemware. And I've seen these glasses.
I have too. Yeah.
It's the Steamboat glassware line. I can't remember who made it. It says for Southern Comfort, but they didn't make it. Somebody else made it. Doesn't say who the company is.
Hawking, maybe?
Yeah, it's not saying on here, and I didn't think to look it up. But if you've seen it, you can see the blue and the gold colors on there and the little steamboat. So anyway, it's just a fun little recipe book. I think these are fun to have, and the alcohol ones are the most fun because it's something everyone can make. The alcohol is still around. It's got the little what kind of glasses you should be making it in, which is kind of fun. Katie and I will be doing a duo dive on the 16th, which will be discussing alcohol in Depression era glassware and how to do different cocktails in different glassware. So watch for that on the 16th. But for now, you can get your own mixology book for $6. $6 for the Southern Comfort mixology book by giving me number 82. $6, number 82 for mixology.
I'm now trying to go back and think about if anything as lucky has ever happened to me on a Tuesday, but I don't think it has. I never win anything. My next item is just a classic. Lots of fun. We all love our plaid Scotch tape tin. So I have another little Scotch tape tin for you. I just love these. They are fabulous in little displays. The nice thing about these small tins is you can open them up and store things inside. So if you have little pens or something small that you need to keep safe, this is a perfect tin to do so. There's a little bit of wear, like with all tins. You can see around the edges, but that's that perfect amount of rusty crusty I keep talking about. And this Scotch tape tin is just fabulous, and it is perfect. It's the small size for anything little and a great little display. I actually have one of these stacked up on an old potato masher, so you can get creative with your vignettes with these little guys. And this Scotch tape tin can be yours for a mere $8. $8 by giving number 14. $8, number 14 for the Scotch tape tin.
Okay, I asked in the chat if I should do a weird item or a sewing item. And it looks like Vinny says weird, so I'm gonna do a weird one. Sorry, Patrick, we're gonna do a weird one.
Weird is good.
We are gonna do, this is that classic image of sexy baby Jesus. This is when he's very good looking and younger.
Lightning bolts are heading to St. Paul.
And this is advertisement for a funeral home. This is a funeral fan. So this is a bit of a weird item. I collect mourning items, so to me this isn't that weird. I have these.
Those are very collectible. I don't think those are weird at all.
Oh, okay. Well, I've had people.
No, they're cool.
Okay, well, when I bring mourning items, I have people that like literally freak out in the chats about it. So, I just kind of want to warn people. But anyways, so that is one of those photos where Jesus is extremely young and good looking. There's a few that are this way, and they are what they are.
Which manufacturer, which poor laborer is burning in hell right now because they put a staple through Jesus's throat?
Oh my goodness, right? Oh yes. There is, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it. Down by his belt, there is some marketing about where this was made. I don't know if I can ever get close enough for y'all to see that, but
don't look at Jesus's belt.
So we got this is Pennsylvania represent. So I am asking $6 for the funeral fan. $6, and you can start your own morning collection, or you can just start your own Sexy Jesus collection, whichever. And it is number 51. 51 for $6, and you get a funeral fan.
I've wanted to start many new collections because of my resale business, but a Sexy Jesus collection has never been one of them.
Nope.
So my last item, number 82, the Mixology book from Southern Comfort, went to Brian Hance, Chicagoland. So thank you, Brian, for picking that up. We were going to enter into our last round. We wanted to keep this under 2 hours. So if Katie and Catherine, if you want to get ready for this last round, you can showcase a couple things if you have anything that didn't sell, and then showcase your last item. So we'll use that up for the last part of the show. So my next item here is actually one of the ones that frustrates me. I joke about it because I take very good care of my own collections. I take very good care, and I'm all about curating things to go into the right homes and the right hands for people to take care of. Yet it never fails that I will pick something up, and by the time I actually go to sell it, I've broken it. So this is one of those cases where I believe when I found it, it was in perfect condition. And then by the time I went to list it, I felt, and so I'm going to showcase this as best as I can. You can see it right there on the corner. There's a tiny little flea bite chip that's come right out of the side. So when you look at it dead on, it's not really obvious, but I only found it when I was to grab it. I picked it up to price it, and there's just this tiny, tiny little chip that's technically in the back, but I don't like selling things for damage. So there's a 50-50 chance once it gets damaged, it goes to Goodwill, it gets thrown out. But this was so cool. I decided to keep it. I just am pricing it lower because for an advertising sale, this is why I picked this up. It is the most huckster of items. It is literally a glass dish made by the Glass Crafts company that showcased all of the brands that they made. So this is a Glass Craft original. You can see it is a smoky glass dish, slump glass. It's like a little ring dish, a little trinket tray, whatever you want to call it. But it probably was a gift for maybe touring their factory, or maybe they did a trade show and it was something you could pick up in their booth in their trade show. So you can see the different names of the lines that they created: initial trays, card mates, gift trays, all of those types of glass dishes. House is the bigger manufacturer, but Glass Crafts is the other manufacturer. And so I just thought this was the super coolest hucksterest piece that would just make for a cool addition. Like I said, it's just like a little ring, coin dish, whatever you want. And yes, there's a tiny bit of damage now onto it, but you can see it is very, very small, but it is there. So I am selling it for $3. I think it still deserves a good home, and I think the damage is small enough. And if you're gifted with some really nice sandpaper, you might be able to smooth that out. But I'm selling it as is. Graft Crafts original trinket dish for $3. $3 by giving me number 73. $3.73 for the Glass Crafts dish.
Fantastic, Patrick. What a cool little piece. Now, my last 10 went to Susan Houghton. So thank you so much, Susan. The typewriter 10s also went to Susan Houghton. And I think I forgot to announce that Angela picked up that amazing secondhand goods photo. So thank you guys so much for that. Got a couple of items that are still available for your consideration. I have the 1956 Dewey Fresh Fruit label. That was $10, number 1, if you are interested in that. I also have another amazing label featuring a fun little pixie guy, the nifty apple juice label. That was $12, number 6. And I've got some cigar labels available too. So $10, number 9 will get you the snapshot label. I also have Castle Hall, $12, number 8. This amazing embossed label with the cool graphics that is available. And then the last item I have available is the Happy Holiday card with the cool little photoshopped people from 1951. That was $3, number 10. So these amazing things are still available if you guys are interested. Now, my last item is pretty cool. And yes, Tim, they would be great framed For all of us that love all things related to the crown and the Queen of England, I have a really cool little booklet here. This is the Crown Jewels. This is from 1955, and this is a tour guide booklet, and I think that this is so cool. It's got some amazing graphics. You can read up on, of course, Crown Jewels, and look at the graphics on that. Isn't that amazing? So there's the Queen. This was published in London from Her Majesty's Stationery Office, which I think is so cool. Copyrighted 1955. There is a 1953 version, but this is the second printing of this book. You can read up on the Crown Jewels, so you got some great history there. Look at that. Some of the imagery in here is just absolutely amazing. So if you can't go to London right now, you can kind of travel vicariously through this amazing book, learn about the Crown Jewels, and see some pretty cool things. The images are in black and white. You've got the rings there. Now, I would hate for this to be used as junk journaling material, but it could be because some of these graphics are pretty amazing. Look at the swords. These are just so incredibly cool. So this book, great graphics, great history on the Crown Jewels. Got some amazing silver pieces there for Nate to dream about polishing. And all of the other amazing, cool graphics and information in this book. And you can travel to London vicariously for only $8. $8, much cheaper than a plane ticket. Number 12. $8, number 12 for the Crown Jewels book.
Okay, so I have a few items that didn't sell. I think I'm just going to go through my favorites. One of my absolute favorites was this new old stock ice cream box. And this is number 46 for $12. It is so, it is just so perfect. I actually kept one for my own collection because this is so great. It's a new old stock ice cream box from 1932. And she looks like she's using her phone to take a picture of her food, which is pretty cool. So there's that one. And then my Wise potato chips. Again, it's that same color theme of that yellow and blue. Nice big one. This is a nice big item too. It'd be so good for a kitchen display. And it's got the cute top. And then on the inside, it has those cute little atomic. So there's just some options with how you could display this because there are the atomic graphics on the inside. So this has some options, which I like. I always like a piece that you could do different things with. Also, I'm an absolute maximalist. So if this is in my decor, you better believe it's full of something that it's storing for later. So, and so that is $16, number 40. And then also, you guys, I realized that I wasn't announcing who bought things after I got back up in my round. I'm just not used to doing that, so I'm sorry about that. I was acknowledging it in the chat, though. And then this one. I have two of these. And this is that beautiful Chrysler magazine. It's just like a product magazine for that year. Number 42, $10 a piece. And I mean, you can have, let's see, what's a good one? You can have these babies gracing your wall.
That 70s show right on your wall.
They're just so cool. This is just so, I'm so nerdy about this. I just think it's so great. And then, all right, my last item. My last item is this cool little pattern book, and it is a pattern book of monograms. And so all different kinds of monograms. It looks to me like there's some cut out, but there's still a lot here. There's still a lot in this. So there's still a lot. And I know pattern snobs are, no, it's cut, so, but because of that, I am only asking $5 for this because I figured, you know what? It's a cute display piece anyways. $5, number 52. And that is my last piece, y'all. Oh my goodness.
Awesome. I just shopped at an antique store over the weekend. They were using old dress patterns to wrap the items in. So all the glass that they were selling. And I'm here looking at these absolutely pristine, uncut dress patterns from the 30s, 40s, and 50s that they're just tearing them in half and wrapping glass. I'm like, I can't believe you're doing this, but I what am I to say? So I did have some items that did not sell. So behind me, starting from the earliest ones, the Play-Doh Fun Factory from 1960. That was number 76, $6. That's still available. The pair of McDonald's 1984 Olympics mugs, got 2 of them. Those are still available. The pair for $12, number 87. The Frera motorcycle advertisement that is mounted, that is 99, number 99, that was $15. And the Lionel catalog from 1960 was number 81, that was $10. So those are my items that had not sold. And then my last item is a last piece of ephemera. And I had this one because I thought it was a fun counterpoint to the Mixology book that had the astrology stuff in it. This is the Annona yearbook. Now, Annona was not a name that I knew, and it took me a while to figure out what exactly it was. And then I felt stupid by the time I found it, because at the top of every page, it says right on it, it is the Annona Cheese yearbook. So this is a cheese company, the Annona Cheese Company, which was based in all places in Chicago, Illinois. It is copyrighted 1925. So we are approaching 100 years old for this. And the introductory page, so you open up the heavier cover, just the inside, you've got, this book is written for the woman in the home, the woman in charge of the greatest of all undertakings. She it is who builds the brain and the brawn of the nation. They knew who they were selling to. It is written in the hope that its contents may prove of real benefit to every homemaker. And the writer unhesitatingly commends Annona Cheese to the attention of every homemaker who is desirous of securing the purest and best food for her family. So then it goes through and it says what every housewife should know about Annona Cheese. And there's pages of this. Essential points to remember about Annona Cheese. We all should know that Annona Cheese is a spread cheese. But then it goes into kind of an almanac approach, and it also has some zodiac astrology stuff. So we're gonna flip to Scorpio. Now, first we're gonna say, in my case, the dates have changed. So in 1925, the astrology was different. So in this, it says that November, you guys are actually Sagittarius.
Oh, interesting.
So it still says your gem is topaz, but then it says your flower is chrysanthemum, which I don't think that was in the other one. And then for October, I'm supposed to be the Libra. Well, I turned into the Scorpio. So somewhere along the line, it needs to be, something changed. So I don't know when the dates, and this one also isn't saying, like, I think the way it is right now, it's like September 22nd to October 20th, or like there's some, you end up in the cusps, there's different things. This is just saying for the month. So I don't know at what point that changed. But so for me, I still, the October gem is still opal. The flower is hops. So I just supposed to carry around a glass of beer with me all the time because I don't know what that's all about. But then it gives you rest. Well, first it gives you a little bit. With October comes heartier appetites and the need for heartier foods. The housewife facing the necessity of varying the old standbys of everyday substantial food will welcome the delicious flavor of Annona cheese and the ease with which it can be used in all her cooking. And then it gives the recipes of apple pie with cheese crust, a combination salad, which has tomatoes, celery, onion, salt, a cake of Annona cheese. I don't even know what a cake of cheese is. I literally don't even know what that's a measurement
like a
of.
wheel or a...
I have no idea. Like that would be a wheel of cheese would be a lot to go into a salad unless you're hollowing it out and eating it in the middle. macaroni mousse, which that just sounds like something Katie needs to make on her channel, potatoes au gratin, and toasted tomato and cheese sandwich. So let's see. So November's do not get off the hook. In November, with much of the fruit and fresh vegetables off the market, the housewife faces the problem of avoiding monotony in her daily menu. Here she will find Annona cheese a real help. There is no other food product that is so truly a food and a flavor. Annona cheese not only adds to the food value, but it gives an appetizing flavor to many other foods. So your meals for the month is something called Annona mealies. That's just sounds great.
Disturbing.
Cornmeal, water, salt, and a quarter of a cake of cheese. Cauliflower with cheese. I thought we just said vegetables weren't available. Why are they making you cook cauliflower? Baked crackers and cheese for when you've basically just given up and you're just like, here. Okay, or you're done when that's too much. Stuffed celery. Here you go. Go to town. There's your dinner. Celery, cheese, and heavy cream. And then chicken pie with cheese crust. They're very big into the cheese crust. So that happens for every month. And then there's a little place to write your own recipes down in the corner. This one has not been written in. Cheese custard, cheese and peanut butter sandwiches.
Maybe
chipped beef and cheese sauce, cheese hollandaise, cheese straws, asparagus shortcake.
Yeah, I think
Why? So anyway, it's just a lot of fun. 1925. It is in good conditions. All the pages are tight. Spine is tight. Couple of the little bit of banging around the edges, but it's almost 100 years old. So, look, if I could look this good at 100. So it's $5. So $5 for the little Annona yearbook for all of your cheese making desires. $5, number 71.
Man, all right. What a great sale, Patrick. This was a lot of fun.
Hope everybody had fun in the chat. And I was just making people sick with all the recipes, but it happened. It can be fun. And I see Gina picking up the Annona yearbook. So I will include that with your other purchase. And for those who didn't see, I mentioned it in the chat. I do have a sale tomorrow night. My normal Thursday night sale. I've got my temporary time slot is 11 p.m. Eastern. So I will be doing a short sale tomorrow night as well. And if you buy anything between the two, I can combine for shipping. So just keep that in mind. If you happen to be joining the other sale, I'm more than happy to hold out an invoice after that. What do you have coming up on your channel, Catherine?
Well, the thing that I really, really want everyone to check out right now is I have a call for an open collaboration. And it is called For the Love of Vintage, # For the Love of Vintage. And what I'm asking people to do is to film a YouTube short, which is 60 seconds long. And the videos, they're those vertical ones that you've seen. And I'm asking you to share with us a piece of vintage that is sentimental to you and that has meaning to you. So I'm really hoping lots of people can participate because I'm only asking for 60 seconds of your time. And then I was inspired by you, Patrick and Katie. You guys do the watch parties of the playlist. And I was like, oh, we got to do that. It's going to be like, I want to do that with the For the Love of Vintage playlist. So Katie has agreed to help me out with that. And yes, please just go look at that. That is my baby right now. And y'all, there are some good people that have already agreed to be part of the collab. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give any names, but Katie knows, right, Katie?
Yeah, I do. And let me tell you guys, it's going to be pretty epic.
I mean, there's some really big accounts that, as far as I know, don't do collabs, and they said sure. So, yeah.
When are the videos due again?
The videos are going to be due February 14th. So get them into me. All the directions for everything is in that video on my page in the community tab. Type in a comment if you have questions. It's all there. People have told me, they're like, oh, you explained that really well. Thank you. Like, I get it now. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. So please check it out. And then, oh crap. Okay. I'm going to be on Pat Doodle's channel this Saturday. Can you believe it? Pat Doodles. So I love her. She is an amazing addition to the vintage community. She makes handmade dolls, and so I will be on her sale, and we'll be selling like dolls and toys. And I told her, I was like, Miss Pat, my taste in dolls is kind of creepy. Is that okay? And she said, sure, bring the creepy dolls. So along with her beautiful creations, I will be selling some of my creepers. And yeah, so I'll hope to see you there. I will advertise that. I was really focusing on the sale for advertising on my channel. So there isn't really much about it yet. And that's it. Thank you so much for letting me promote that.
No, absolutely. And I will also be participating. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to videotape yet, but it's nice that the commitment is a 60-second video, but in 60 seconds, I can barely say my name in 60 seconds. So I've got to figure out how to edit it down to make it a nice short video.
So many people have told me that they like the hardest part is picking the item. They're like, I don't know which item to pick. Oh my goodness.
I know that's my trouble.
It's gonna be like the favorite of the day or favorite of the week. I'm not sure I have an actual overall favorite, but that's fantastic.
But what I'm really excited about is I hope it's a low enough barrier to entry that almost anyone says I could do that.
Yep.
So.
All right, excellent. What do you got coming up on your channel, Katie?
I am so looking forward to being part of that collaboration with Katherine. And speaking of collaborations and fun videos, I am so excited to be doing another cooking series with Nate from New Zealand, who's been in the chat. And I just want to give a quick round of applause for Nate. He has been excellent moderating and helping keeping track of everything tonight. So yay, Nate, for your help as always. But we will be cooking what you guys voted for, which is the wings. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And then we will be announcing our next cooking segment after that, which might involve Patrick. So I'm really looking forward to that. And
we're making stuffed celery. That's the limitation of my cooking ability.
And my next big sale will actually be this Saturday at 8 p.m. with Pam Blanchard. So make sure you come back and tune in for that. So I'm really looking forward to that and all of the other fun things that I'll be posting about very soon.
Fantastic. And for my channel, coming up this Sunday will be return of Tales from the Triptych. The Triptych includes Katie as well as Nate from New Zealand, and it will be hosted on my channel this coming Sunday. And I will be telling the tale of an Edwardian dinner table. We will be dining a la Downton Abbey and talking about how to set a proper table and discuss the courses, as well as all of the flatware, crystal, and serving and dining pieces you would be using on a formal table. So that will be Sunday on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then next Wednesday, we will return our Duo Dive slot. We'll now alternate. We typically try and go back and forth depending on scheduling. So we will bounce back to Katie's channel next Wednesday, a week from tonight. Again, at the 9:30 time slot, I will be Katie's guest. So we will be on Katie's channel, and I will be showing my collection of the Deco female flower frogs. So I showed some of the flower frogs in my Bring Back the Clear Glass in 2022 collab. Please come up with a shorter hashtag. But I showed that, and it was very popular, and many people had commented that they'd never seen several of them. So I'm going to pull all of the Deco ladies out of my collection and showcase both the American and the European glass options and talk about that. So that will be on Katie's channel next week. And then for the next 2 weeks, I still will be doing my late night sales. Rehearsals have started back up for my show. So yay, that's your choice. So at this point, we should be performing in the middle of March. That is our goal. So I will be on this late night option on Thursday nights at least until then. So that is what's coming up on my channel. So thank you all so much for joining us the last couple of hours. Ran a little bit longer than I anticipated, but hey, hopefully everyone had fun and we're just all hanging out. So we had a great time. Thanks again for everyone giving us your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. We will all talk to you again soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.